people who come to this festival really come to experience the music and to listen to the music and to appreciate, and they appreciate the music. And so every time I have an opportunity to come here, I look forward to it because I know that we will have that kind of attention and that kind of focus, and it's inspiring for us to have people in the audience who are, kind of with us along our musical journey every step of the way, so.
Yeah, I agree with Louis. The audience here is very special. Needless to say, it's one of the most important festivals in the world. And just the variety of music that, is here every year. But for us particularly, this is where we've really been able to develop this sound, this particular duo. We've not done it in the States as much as we like to, but we come here and people totally get what we're doing. And just what they bring to us elevates our performance to another level because it inspires us to give more. So it's very special for us.
Steve is a master of harmony, melody, and rhythm. I'll just put that out there now. So at times, I'm accompanying him with a rhythm instrument, but I've played so many years with so many great bass players that I'm able to adapt my bass drum to have kind of the feel and tonality of the bass. And if I can at least get that sound out there, then Steve will take care of the rest by outlining the harmonies. Even if he's playing melodically soloing, he still has a way of making sure that the underlying harmony is heard. So between the two of us, I think we're able to kind of simulate or get the audience to kind of hear the missing harmonic instruments that are not there.
There's two things for me particularly. I'm a frustrated drummer. I started out like many kids wanting to be a drummer, so I get to live vicariously through Louis. So that's one thing. But Louis hears everything all the time. He hears melody, rhythm, harmony, and together we're always in the form. Even when we're free within the form. We never really abandon the form, even if we loosen it up a little bit, and if it's a little bit more elastic, but we'll always have form to what we do. So everything we do is in reference to that form. So we, just like you would hear in a big band arrangement or small ensemble arrangement, there's certain things that we do spontaneously within the language, because we have both been very fortunate to play with so many great jazz masters. And we've been able to absorb that language through that experience, and of course through the experience of listening through countless records. So we have a common language that we speak. So it's not that we pre-plan anything really. We don't really pre-plan, we just say what tune we're gonna play and off we go. So everything is adherent to the form and to the harmony and melody. That's our guide, the melody is our guide. So it's always there, and hopefully that translates to the audience.
Yeah. We have experience playing with so many great groups. We've played with great master musicians, band leaders, and within those group contexts, we have, since our earliest, professional days, been able to watch and learn from the masters how they put a set together. And the best people at doing that always have a variety, and they think about the flow of the set and the order of the tunes that gives a certain feeling. And so we adapt our sets in a similar way, so that as if we were with a larger group. It's basically the same process.
Yeah.
But the challenge for us is that, of course, without bass, piano, or any other chordal instruments, then we have to, I'm often thinking of, as I mentioned earlier when I talked about the bass drum, the bass and walking bass lines or bass lines, which are, even if they're in a straight eighth not swinging, walking, but just bass lines in general have a rhythmic component to them. So a Ray Brown or a Ron Carter or a Dave Holland or a Peter Washington or any of the great bass players you can think of, they have a rhythmic aspect to their walking lines. So I'm definitely thinking of that, and I'll do that on the bass drum. And the sound I try to have the drum to be tuned to will approximate that. So that's one of the things. But as far as the set and the music, the repertoire, we like variety, we like different feels, different tempos. And that's the same thing we would do if we were with a larger group as well.
Thelonious Monk's body of work is so conducive to any setting because of his unique compositional style, if you want to call it that, of his personality. But there's a lot of rhythm, and the harmonies are very unusual, and the melodies are very singable. A lot of them. Some of them are hard to sing and play, but his music is so conducive to different contexts, but particularly to duo. We could do a whole concert of Monk.
Yeah.
Every night.
Yeah.
I mean, there's at least probably 40 Monk tunes we could do. But because, the great thing about his book, particularly about his repertoire, is it still has great relevance. It's so ahead of its time that it's still ahead of its time. We're still trying to figure it out. So it doesn't get tiresome like Duke Ellington's music.
Right, exactly.
Any great composition, any great composer, their music is timeless. That's what great music is supposed to be. And we can find new things in it that not just for the purpose of the duo, but the purpose of musicality, the purpose of exploring the possibilities. It gives us not just the task of learning his songs or his music, but the task of finding new material within it and the possibilities of what we can do together. Mm-hmm. So his book particularly is I think probably more so than many others. But again, we're drawing from so many great masters. Horace Silver,
Dizzy Gillespie,
Duke Ellington. Yeah. So we could take any of those composers and do a whole night of their music.